Hi, my name is Catherine. I'm going to be running you through my RTC test out video today. And to get started, I'm just going to run you through the equipment and some of the exercises that I need to do. So to get started here, we're just going to talk about the equipment. Starting right here, we have a horizontal bar. This bar is used for a number of different exercises, and it can be adjusted by unscrewing and screwing the tabs at the top here. And you can just slide it across depending on what you're needing for that different exercise. To tighten, you just go ahead and turn the knobs. Over on this side, we have the closed end of the reformer with a push-through bar that can be used for various exercises. We have springs that can attach to these different eyelets. Right here you have a safety strap as well. This is used for any time that you have the springs adjusting from below to make sure that push-through bar does not come down and hit your client in the face. Additionally, we have the pads here that are used for different like mat work style exercises, and we have fuzzies here that are used for half hang and full hang. On this side, this is the open end of the reformer, and again we have another bar here. This is the vertical bar, and it can be slid up or down depending on the exercises you're wanting to do. You just go ahead and you slide it up or down, and then again to tighten, you tighten with these little screws. Perfect. And these little fuzzies again are being used for like half hang or full hang, and we make sure that we twist them counterclockwise 3 times, and then you place your client's foot through with external rotation to make with dorsiflexion. Or dorsiflexion to make sure that that loop is really hooked in there. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to adjust it and bring it back to a reformer. To get started here, what I'm going to do is just going to start with taking off the pads. One at a time. Very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my foot bar here. I'm setting it to the lowest setting because we're going to be doing jumping. And then the very next thing, and most important thing, is I'm going to set my springs. I'm going to start off with a red and blue because we're going to be doing beginner jumping. I have my jump board over here. I'm going to place this as well. I'm going to make sure that these tabs that are behind, these screws that are behind here are loosened to make sure the jump board fully fits. And then I'm going to tighten it to make sure it's secure. And you really want to make sure that jump board's nice and secure, pressed up against that foot bar. And then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and set up the rest of it. So I'm going to place these towers that we have here in their homes. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to make sure that I have this pin that's right here. I'm going to make sure that it's set all the way in the hole. Perfect. Just make sure that the tower doesn't move. And then I'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And I'm placing it on the 3rd hole down. Again, placing that pin, making sure it's nice and secure. We have our shoulder rests here, and these are placed just by placing them into the 1st hole first, and then we slide it back. Twist clockwise to make sure it's nice and snug. Same thing for this side as well. Place it through the big hole, slide it back. And then we twist. Headrest can be up and down. And then I'm going to go ahead and place these straps back on the pegs right here. I'm just going to move the safety strap out of the way for now. I'm going to go ahead now and get started with our jumping with my client, Angela. Okay. So go ahead, I'm going to have her start off laying on her back. We're assuming that we've already done warm-up footwork and different exercises. So to start here, I'm going to have her feet placed parallel on that jump board. I want your feet nice and flat. We're going to keep our heels planted down the entire time. We're just going to start with a bend and rise. So you're going to lengthen your legs out, and then you're going to bend coming back into home. Think about like a body scan here while you're starting. I want your gaze up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades are rolled down and back. I really want you to squeeze in your core. Keep your spine and pelvis neutral as you're pressing out and in. We're going to go ahead now. You're going to raise your heels as you press all the way up, coming up onto toes. And then when you're ready, I want you to go ahead and start jumping. So you're just going to press off, jump, and point those toes. As you're jumping out and in, I want you to make sure you bring those heels down to the jump board each and every time. I want to make sure we get those ankles warmed up here. Perfect. Just jumping out and in. Make sure you really keep your core engaged the entire time you're pulling in those lower abs. Nice big exhale as you jump off that jump board, pointing those toes. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and add a variation. Your feet are going to be in Pilates V. So heels are together, toes are apart. We're just jumping out and in. As you jump out, squeeze those legs together as hard as you can. Imagine there's a blueberry between them. Perfect. Keep that core engaged, shoulder blades rolled down and back. Now we're going to go ahead and jump with our feet wide in parallel. Going back to parallel, we're just jumping out and in with our feet nice and wide. Again, bringing those heels down to the jump board each and every time. Perfect. There we go. Keeping that spine nice and neutral, pelvis nice and neutral. Not letting those knees come past the hips as you come into home. Now we're going to go ahead and stagger our stance. You're going to jump with your feet wide, and then you're going to land narrow. And then we're going to jump, land wide again. Your feet are staying in parallel for now. Again, really think about bringing those heels down to the jump board each and every time. Beautiful. Last two. And last one. Go ahead and land, bring that carriage back into home. Just press out and in, catch your breath for a moment. Bring that carriage back into home. We're going to go ahead and have you come up. I'm going to set the reformer back to being the Cadillac again. So we're just breaking down what we did before. Just going to start with basically doing the reverse of what we did. We're going to take those straps off and shoulder rest. Undo the towers. Pulling the peg in all the way. And I'm just going to place all these back underneath the reformer. Undo all the springs, just slide this puppy back. Place it down, make sure that foot bar is completely flat down. I'm going to slide this all the way back here. And then I'm going to place these mats back up on top again. I'm going to make sure that these little leather flaps are covering all the hardware. Into footwork here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be setting up this push-through bar to start with our exercises. So first what I'm going to be doing is setting the safety strap. I'm just going to loop it through here underneath the bar, and then I'm going to hook it up onto this rung. Make sure it's nice and secure, pull it down a couple times. And then I'm just going to set my springs. So the springs are set from below. It's going to be 2 blue springs for footwork here. Come back up on here. So I'd like you to lay down on your back. I'm going to press this up to get her into position. You're going to slide back so your head's almost at the edge of that mat there. Perfect. And then I'm just going to have you bring your toes up underneath the bar here. And we're going to start with Pilates V. So if you want to bring those heels together, perfect. Do you have it? Mm-hmm. Perfect. So we're just going to start with some footwork here. I want her to keep her hips planted down on the Cadillac. Shoulder blades are rolled down and back. Really squeeze in your core here. Think about keeping a neutral spine and pelvis. You're going to press that bar up, and then you're going to bend the knees, come back down. Perfect. Just pressing up and down. Nice big exhale as you press up. I'm holding the bar here for support in case she needs it. Beautiful. Go ahead now, we're going to adjust our feet so that we're in parallel, keeping those toes wrapped on there nice and tight, like a bird on a wire. Nice big exhale, press that bar all the way up. Lengthen those legs. Beautiful. Just up and down, keeping that core nice and strong. Press all the way up. We're going to hold this time, and then we're going to do like the lower and lift. So you're going to bend those ankles, and then we're going to press back up. Perfect. Get that nice deep stretch. Nice big exhale as you get that bend in the ankle. Last one. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead, bend the knees, come back down. I'm going to have you place your feet wider on the foot bar here in the external rotation. We're just going to press up and down. Perfect. There we go. Keep that core engaged. Shoulder blades are rolled down and back. Spine and pelvis are neutral. There you go. Get that synovial fluid moving around in your joints here. There we go. Last one. Bring those knees back down. I'm going to go ahead and hold the bar while she brings her feet back down. She's going to gently slide out while I adjust the springs. So we're going to go ahead and move into our teaser variations here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook the springs. We're going to be setting the springs from above now. And we actually no longer need the safety strap. So I will undo that. And I'll just hook it back into like the top loop here, just so it's out of the way. Perfect. And then go ahead and we're going to have you lay back down on your back, just kind of where you were at before. Perfect. And slide back. Go ahead and have your feet be planted firmly down on that mat, and then I want you to reach up. You're going to grab this bar. And what I want you to do is lay flat down, nice neutral spine and pelvis. What you're going to do is you're going to pull the bar, your elbows are going to draw out to the side, and you're going to press it back behind you. Is that enough room for you? It's not going to hit your head. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to do a teaser progression. She's just going to start keeping her feet planted. On exhale, you're going to draw that bar past your head, and then you're going to bring your chin down towards your chest as you roll up. Nice and tall, squeeze that core, reach those arms up. Nice big inhale. On exhale, we roll back down. Perfect. Bringing that spine one vertebrae down at a time. Head rolls back down. Reach back behind you. Perfect. This time we're going to go ahead and progress it. We're going to go into a full teaser here. So on exhale, you're going to bring that bar down. Bring the chin down to the chest as it passes your head. You're going to draw your legs up at the same time as your body. We're going to get all the way up and guiding her a little bit here. Perfect. Nice big inhale. On exhale, we roll back down. Feet come down at the same time as the head. Keep those legs nice and straight. Beautiful. Pressing all the way back again, reaching back behind. Last one here. You're going to draw it back up. Bring that chin down to your chest, lifting the legs up. This time we're going to go ahead and lower and lift the legs. So hold that bar up, just lower. Inhale, lift. Back down. One more. Bring it back up. Good job. And then we're going to roll back down nice and slow. One vertebrae at a time. Legs are last to come down. Draw those elbows out to the side. Press that bar back behind you. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and just bring it back here. I got it. I'm going to have you slide out. We're going to go ahead and move into our bridging variations now. So I'm just going to have her turn around. Her hips are going to be a little bit away from the bar here. And I'm going to have her place her arches on the bar. So I'm going to go ahead and have them be in parallel to start. Get like a fist distance apart. Get your spine neutral and your pelvis in neutral. Roll those shoulder blades down and back. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then just plant your palms down firmly on that mat. And then think about wrapping your toes over the front of that bar. Perfect. So what I'm going to have her do here is I'm just going to have you press onto this bar. You're going to roll up into a bridge just up to the T-point on your back. And then we're going to roll back down. So nice big inhale as you come back down. On exhale, we roll back up. Perfect. Keep those abs engaged. One more, back down, nice and slow. Beautiful. One more, come all the way up. This time we're going to add in a hamstring curl. So she's gently going to press the bar down just a tiny bit, just a small range of motion. One more, bring it down. Perfect, and roll back down. We're going to go into one last bridge variation here. I'm going to have you roll all the way up. We're going to do some marching. So you're going to hold that bar in place. You're going to draw one leg away. Bring it back, keeping that 90-degree angle in the knee. Perfect. Keep that spine and pelvis neutral. One more on the other side. Beautiful. Bring those feet back, wrap those toes, roll back down one vertebrae at a time. Perfect. Go ahead and bring those feet off here. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to demonstrate the how we're going to use the pulleys here for half hang. I'm just going to undo these springs here. So I'm going to climb on up here. I'm going to pull these fuzzies back. Actually, I'm going to move this bar out of the way a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and have Angela lay down. Her head's gonna be on the edge of the mat there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that she thinks that, are these parallel, are these even? Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and have her place her feet on my thighs. I'm gonna hold the top here for support and make sure that I can support her. And then I'm just gonna have you roll up into a bridge, just up to your T-point. And then while you're doing this, I'm gonna rotate these counterclockwise 3 times, 2 and 3. And then I'm just gonna grab her right foot here, place it through that fuzzy. Perfect. All the way up. Press up a little higher. There we go, perfect. And then she's gonna be an external rotation with dorsiflexion. And then again, we're going to this side. I'm gonna twist counterclockwise. 2, 3. Perfect, bring that foot right up in there. There we go. External rotation, there you go. Really grip those things. You're gonna roll all the way up. Make sure you're up there nice and high. Take a nice big exhale. You're gonna roll back down 1 vertebrae at a time. You're gonna hang here. You're gonna have your client hang here for no more than 30 seconds at a time. After those 30 seconds are up, we're gonna go ahead and have her roll back up. Just up to her T-point there, squeezing those abs, and then we're just gonna undo everything we just did. So I'm gonna grab her left leg, place it back down on my thigh, unhook this, really press down on there. And then again, I'm gonna grab her other foot here, take it out of that loop, place it back down. Go ahead and roll back down onto the mat 1 vertebrae at a time. Place your feet back down on the mat. And then I think that finishes it up. So thank you for watching my video. Hopefully it looked good.